So hiring more quality employees is tough. No one gets out of high school and decides they want to be an asphalt paving guy. I don't think, unless your parents were pavers and you kind of grew up in it. That's not an industry in Arizona you want to just. I don't think anybody desires that to start with. So, good quality guys that have been in the industry a while, that have a lot of experience, that are quality guys. I'm a picky guy, so one of the things that we are known for in our industry is that we're a quality paving company. We'll leave you a good product.
All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Builder's Bible. I'm joined by Jeff McDowell, and he is the owner of Calvary Paving. And he is a brother of mine through Rise Up Kings, which I talk about a lot on this podcast. And yep. Jeff has not only is he, has in the construction field, but he's also sold his part of his company, which I know for a lot of construction guys probably listening to this podcast, maybe that's a dream of yours one day. Potentially. So I'm interested to dive into it with him and ask him a few questions. But Jeff, thanks so much for joining us.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Well, first question is always the same. Just tell us a little bit about your story, like how we got to where we are today.
So when I started paving right out of high school, so I tried college for a while with a rodeo scholarship, got ineligible, and went on to rodeo life in the pros for a bit, but all the while paving asphalt. Had no idea why God had me in that industry. And then back in 2007, after the kind of recession somewhat hit, I had been did a small stint in the mortgage industry, and that industry took a dump. So my wife and I said, the only other thing I know is asphalt paving. I can get my license and we can make a go of it. So I did that while during that time my dad was dying of cancer. So it made it a little bit tough in that part of my life. But anyway, so I got my license. We went out and bought one little dump truck, one plate compactor, one shovel, one rake, and one broom. And we would go out and start patching. She would shovel and I would rake and get it compacted. And that's where we started. And we're 18 years in now. So that we didn't have children together, but that is our one child, our baby, who's a grown up now at 18.
So you literally just started with you and your spouse and just doing the work, and now it's grown into out of curiosity, what's the top line, or what was your guys' top line or gross sales?
We'll do about 15 million this year.
Just moving asphalt, right?
Paving asphalt, yes. Yeah. So have an amazing team behind us now where, before it was just hope I had someone to help, because we had, 1 day, 2 days a week worth of work. And I'd had guys that didn't have driver's license, and I lived in Wickenburg at the time, and that was where the majority of our work was. So they would catch a bus to 111th Avenue, Grand Avenue, and then I would pick them up from there. Well, half the time, because they had maybe had too long of a night the night before, wouldn't show up, so then I'd be on my own, and just had to suffer through and get projects done. And thank God we've grown enough to now we have an amazing crew. It's taken a long time, but have an amazing crew.
That's awesome. I love that. Okay. So what are some current challenges your business is facing? Like every business owner, no matter where they're at in their business, has a sticking point of some sort they're trying to break through. Like, what would you say those are for you?
So I have an amazing crew now that has taken years to develop. So hiring more quality employees is tough. that, no one gets out of high school and decides they want to be an asphalt paving guy. I don't think, unless your parents were pavers and you kind of grew up in it. That's not an industry in Arizona you want to just, I don't think anybody desires that to start with. So good quality guys that have been in the industry a while, that have a lot of experience, that are quality guys. I'm a picky guy, so one of the things that we are known for in our industry is that we're a quality paving company. We'll leave you a good product.
What would a non-quality paving company do, Jeff? Would they just, it wouldn't be good excuse me. What would be the difference?
So when you're paving, straight lines are important. So as long as along a curb line looks nice and straight and not up and down, up and down, up and down, when there's not a lot of rock pockets in front of the doorway or anywhere for that matter. Good compaction, good quality, something that's going to last, and it aesthetically looks nice. And it's not easy to obtain that if you don't have quality people.
Who are most of your clients? Like, who are the people that are actually hiring you to do the work that you do?
So we do a lot of work for general contractors, or dirt guys. We do a lot of work for them. We do a lot of our own grading, which we kind of prefer. That way the grade is, asphalt will mirror what we pave on. So if what we're paving on is up and down, that's how the paving will turn out. So we prefer to do our own, so we know what we're paving on is nice and flat, so that way the customer gets a nice finish. So that's real important. One of the other things that we...
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, one of the other things that we have done with some of our super quality employees is we kind of train within to try to cross-train our guys, bring them up in the industry. We'll have training days in our yard where we can run a base material through the paving machines, which acts a lot like asphalt. So we can give the guys a little bit of time running a paving machine and teaching them a little bit and getting them groomed for, hopefully, those who choose to be eagles and soar a little bit. They have an opportunity here. Yeah.
Let's go back to the skilled labor thing for a hot second, because it's your pain point, and it seems to be the pain point in general for this industry. I think you're right. I don't know that trade school is going to be sexy again anytime soon. So what have you found any creative ways to get better contractors, or what's the solution, do you think?
Oh, as far as the help in the field, like I said, unless you're training them up, so it is a small industry. I mean, a lot of the guys have been all over to every company. There's a lot of job hopping that happens. So, if you treat your employees well, you just love on them. Our name is Calvary Paving, for the mountain Christ died on. Granted, I know it's not a mountain, but we love our guys. I pray with my guys. Some of them join me at church on Sunday. I've had a couple of them go through the Rise Up Kings event, which
I love that.
Amazing. Yeah, it's been incredible. Their lives have definitely changed through the event. More to come. So being that we're Christ-centered company, we also supply, even when we couldn't afford to, we gave insurance. We have a 401k that we match, and just those things to show them that you love them and that they have, vacation time and sick time and all those things that the big guys do. We give those to our employees so that we can hopefully keep them.
So wait a second, you treat your employees well, you give them benefits, and you care about them. Is that the recipe?
That's a good part of it.
Sounds so simple.
They know I love them. They do.
Yeah.
And they love me back. And outside of work, we are brothers. And I've got a lady that works with us who is amazing. She's a great asphalt roller gal, and she's amazing. And just everyone in my in our crews, God-given us, they're all Christians, every one of them. And every time that I struggle, and I get to worrying, I hand it over to God, and every time He has been faithful. There's zero reason why I would be in business today. We started in 2007, rugged time to ever start a business. We have been blessed left and right with, just different things that I've had contractors overpay, and my air conditioner at my home goes out, and the contractor, as we call them and tell them, hey, you overpaid the $1,255. They're like, well, just keep it. You guys did a great job. That's the same exact price of my air conditioning unit, or the motor that I had to replace. It's completely through God that we're still here.
Amen. That's a good word. Let's talk about, if you don't mind, because when we connected on the phone initially, you mentioned that you had sold part of your business, which, was it a private equity firm?
So my business partner, who is my ex-wife, who I started with, but we've been together all this time, kind of an odd thing, but we do great together that way. She's kind of wanted to take some chips off the table, see an exit. And so that's when we started getting people asking us if we're interested in selling. And we're like, no, not really. We did take some interest on one guy. They didn't want to pay what we thought we could get. So she said, well, how about if we market? And I said, okay, well, let's try the marketing thing. So we had several, tons of interviews with different people. The one that we ended up partnering with is a company out of Northern California. Their company is Pacific Surfacing out of up by Oakland. And so they bought us along with a private equity firm. So we're all one team now. So what we did is we sold 70%, kept 30%. The goal is, as we've grown, we've had a crazy growth year so far, is they grow, we grow, and once we get to a specific number, I think it's somewhere around 45 million, somewhere in that neighborhood between us, that we reach the EBITDA number that would be ideal for us to sell again. And then that during that sell, hopefully have the kind of money to be able to, walk away, and if I wanted to.
Okay. Was that, I have so many questions. Was that scary? One, and two, it sounds like it came from someone other than you, but you wound up going along with it as well. How did that factor into your maybe long-term financial goals, or, any other goals, whether it be ministry goals, whatever it is?
So I was a little reluctant, but I know Tracy definitely wanted to get some chips off the table and have her exit strategy. So we've been 50-50 since day one. And so I committed to be 50-50 to the end of this part of it. So you never know what the future is going to bring, right? So you take what you get. I did not get involved with the sale as much as I wished I had, because I'd be in the field working or whatever and come back to 50 to 75 emails to catch up. That just wasn't going to happen. So I just trusted the process. Do I think we could have done better? I think so, maybe a little bit, but I'm happy with our partnership. They're great guys. The money, you don't get what you think you're going to get. It just never works out that way. By the time the brokers and the attorneys and the tax guys and everybody else and actual taxes get implemented, you don't get what you think you're going to get, what the big number sounds like. But I am thankful to be where we are, and that we're not just closing the doors and we get what we have. So I'm definitely thankful for that part. And
so would your advice to somebody that's thinking about that, because I would imagine that this is probably going to get, private equity, I'm in an office right now with a guy that serves private equity firms. And if I throw a rock here in Cherry Creek, Denver, Colorado, I hit a private equity firm. What is your advice, to somebody who may be thinking about this or potentially want to go through this process in the future to secure some sort of financial security or whatever it might be?
Oh man, I don't want to offend those guys. However, they do a lot of promising, and they're very good at the numbers, right? They're really good at the numbers. But far as coming in and running and really growing you or what have you, we haven't seen much help at all that way. So here you're at, we're 30% there at 70. We still do all the work, and they want you to grow and grow and grow, and the numbers are what is important to them. Now the other asphalt paving company, they get it a little bit more. So he's the kind of the go-between guy that keeps kind of the peace between the private equity and me, I should say, not Tracy. I'm the guy that is the guy like, hey, where are you at? Why aren't you in the trench with us? Where's our help? Where's all the things you kind of promised? And I don't see them.
Yeah.
But again, God's grace, we're grown, had an amazing first half of the year. And hopefully it continues. We are, for whatever reason, a little bit slow in our industry, not just our industry. The construction industry is a little slow in Arizona right now across the board. I don't know why. Wish to have that crystal ball, but we're still ramping up because I think with this administration, I don't think things are going to get too terrible. We're just, the commercial industry is crazy here. There's just a lot going on. There's still a lot of space to build, so it's happening. We have become the new hub from Long Beach, so the tilt buildings are everywhere going in, and the strip malls and what have you. So a lot of that is going on. So
okay, let's talk about Rise Up Kings and what an impact it's had on you. It's something that ties us together. And I love having Rise Up Kings guys on this podcast. It dawned on me when I was at RuckCon that half of Rise Up Kings is doing something with construction, which kind of blows my mind. But I guess I didn't realize how many buildings were being built, What's it? Yeah, go ahead.
It's an incredible community. There's no doubt. I was a little bit lost when, so I was in church, a deacon or elder and in youth ministry and what have you. Got divorced, moved back to the Phoenix area, and just got lukewarm. And I knew I needed more in my life. And I'd kept seeing Rise Up Kings come across my feed. And I'd send it off to my brother and say, hey, let's go to this. And he'd be like, yeah, no, I don't think it's for me. And I just watched it. And finally, one day I just signed up. I'm like, I know I need something there. I had no idea it was even in Texas. I just signed up. And then all of a sudden here, you got to get a flight and a hotel room and all these things. And man, was it the most life-changing thing in the world for me. My habits are 180 from what they were before Rise Up Kings. I was never in the Word, very rarely. I didn't journal. I didn't have a strict fitness program. My business, I wasn't in the business like I needed to be. And all those habits are different. I'm up at 3:30 in the morning. That's just kind of how my system rolls. And I get all my pillars knocked out first thing in the morning and then in the gym in the afternoon. But every single day I hit every pillar. Not married is tough on the marriage part, but through one of the coaches said, hey, you just need to study on some books so that when that time comes that you are the husband that God created you to be. So that's how I fill the marriage pillar part. But every pillar I do every single day, and those were not my habits before. So I've grown way closer to God. I've got an amazing group of men like you. We have an amazing group of Rise Up Kings here in Arizona. We meet every Friday at 5:30 in the morning. They're brothers, Andrew. As you know, they're become your family. and they are there for you through thick and thin.
Yeah.
It just has been an amazing thing. I do Forge here in August, so it's going to be. I'm looking forward to that.
I'll be there. I'm excited.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
are you in it?
Yeah, I'm going to be going. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, terrific. That's going to be fun.
Yeah, I'm excited. Cool. What's one thing we haven't talked about today that you're passionate about and want to share with the audience? It could be a business principle, a scriptural principle, a cause, a hot take that no one shares.
I'll tell you, and this all stems from Rise Up Kings. I have stuff. I have off-road buggies. I have boat. I have not boats, a boat. I have a fifth wheel that I pull. I have all the stuff, but what I have found after searching God more and selling part of this business, that I'm no more. I'm not into stuff anymore. The stuff isn't the joy. It's being able to go and serve. So I think, it's up to God where he puts me, but I want to serve. That's what I want to do with the next rest of my life, is to serve other men, women, whatever, children, wherever he decides to push me. That's kind of where I want to go now, and just not have stuff. It's not important like I felt like it was before.
Amen. I just think about the great paradoxes of our faith. The only way to keep something is to give it away. The only way to truly live is to die. The way up is down. So I've talked to so many men in Rise Up Kings that are multi-millionaires. And at the end of the day, they would give it all back to save their marriage and their families and their walk with God, So incredibly powerful, and such a great community. If you are a faith-based entrepreneur or business owner and you haven't been to one of the Rise Up Kings event, you have to go. It will change your life. So big shout out. Jeff, don't hop off yet, but thanks so much for coming on the podcast. And if people wanted to learn more about who you are and what you do, where could they go?
They can always call me direct.
Okay.
602-570-8110. You can call me direct. We do have a Calvary Paving. When you call me or email me, jeff@calvarypaving.com. I am always open to talk about Rise Up Kings as well. I've sent 9.5 guys last quarter. So,
who was the half?
Blessing.
What was the half?
I don't know how the half happened, but I got a half somehow because I ended up winning the contest. I had no idea that was the thing.
Oh, are we going hog hunting together? Is that you and me?
I know. I did. That was Harlan. That was Harlan Smith. But I got you're sending me an AR, so I could go hog hunt.
I love that. Yeah. I'm supposed to get a hog hunt. Carolyn's been texting me about that. So I'm.
Very cool.
I see your trophies in the background. I'm from Connecticut, where guns are not a thing. So I am the guy that you have to remind me to point the gun down and keep the safety on. Like, that's me. So the fact that I'm going on a hog hunt it's interesting. So
it's going to be awesome. You're going to have to join us over at Hard to Kill with
I like
Coach
that.
John.
Yeah, I'm in.
Yeah. So going in
Jeff,
September.
Thanks so much for joining us on the pod. Don't hop off yet. I want to chop it up with you. And guys, if you want to learn more, Jeff gave you his phone number, and welcome to reach out. And great word there at the end. He's kind of had it all in a sense, and nothing more important than his relationship with Jesus and his opportunity to serve other people. Cool.
Yeah. Amen.